Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our ISKCON official YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss second chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto, in which there is description of Hiranyakashipu, king of demons, how he speaks, how he works, how, etc. So, in first two verses, Narad Muni answered the question of Yudhishthira Maharaj that after the annihilation of Hiranyaka's sons and his brother Hiranyakashipu were very much aggrieved. Hiranyakashipu reacted very sinfully by trying to diminish the religious activities of people in general. All these things are described in this chapter. However, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared as the boar and killed Hiranyakashipu's brother Hiranyakashipu was very much aggrieved. In anger, he accused the Supreme Personality of Godhead of being partial to his devotees and described the Lord's appearance as Varaha to kill his brother. He began to agitate all the demons and Rakshasas and disturb the ritualistic ceremonies of the peaceful sages and other inhabitants of earth. For want of the performance of the Yajna sacrifice, the demigods began wandering unseen in earth. After finishing the ritualistic funeral ceremonies of his brother, Hiranyakashipu began speaking to his nephews, quoting from the Shastras about the truth of life. To pacify them, he spoke. You see, he quoted from Shastra. Even if he davan, he quoted from Shastra. So he said in verse 22, the Nitya Atma Vaya Suddha Sarvagha Sarvitparaha Datte Asau Atmano Lingam Maya Visujan Guna. Sankhya Yoga, just described by the Lord in Bhagavad Gita. The spirit soul, the living entity, has no death, for he is eternal and inexhaustible. Being free from material contamination, he can go anywhere in the material or spiritual world. You see, he is fully aware and completely different from the material body, but because of being misled by misuse of his slight independence, he is obliged to accept subtle and gross bodies created by the material energy, and thus be subjected to the so-called material happiness and distress. Therefore, no one should lament for the passing of the spirit soul from the body. So in the purport, Siddhartha Swami says, Evam laukika drishtya shokam nivarya tattva drishtya varayati. There is nothing to lament. Laukika drishtya, as people know, they don't know about all these tattvas. So in that way, he took away their lamentation. And simply also on tattva basis, that is on the Atma basis, he also took away their lamentation. Then mind your nephews, he further said, mind your nephews, for heroes who die before the enemy is glorious according to their different fruitive activities. Living entities come together within this material world and again separated by the laws of nature. We should always know, however, that the spirit soul, which is different from the body, is eternal, unadjustable, pure, all-pervading, and aware of everything. When bound by the material energy, the soul takes birth in higher or lower species of the life, according to varying association, and in this way receives various types of bodies in which to suffer or enjoy. Once affliction by the conditions of material existence is the cause of happiness and distress, there are no other causes, and one should not be aggrieved upon seeing the superficial actions of karma. In this way, not only he spoke tattva, but also he cited an example, one story recited, described in 33 to 57, these verses. In verse 38 says that there was a king named Yusinara who was killed and here his queens were lamenting. So Jamaraj himself came as a boy, small boy. So he said in verse 38, Aho vayam dhanyatama jadatra tyakta pitrubhyam na michintayama avakhyamana abala brikadibhi sarakhita rakhati johi garve. It is wonderful that these elderly women do not have a higher sense of life than we do. Indeed, we are most fortunate, for although we are children and have been left to struggle in material life, unprotected by father and mother, and although we are very weak, we have not been vanquished by or eaten by ferocious animals. Those who have a firm belief that the Supreme Personality of Godhead who has given us protection, even in the womb of the mother, will protect us everywhere. Will protect us everywhere. That is most important. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his purport says, Asmakam ati alpa vayasamapi jo vivekah soapi esam nasti sa astajamaha. I am a little boy, but I have so much knowledge, viveka. But these older elderly women, they are lamenting. He is astonished, Jamaraj, in that way. Jamaraj speaks these verses. Then, in verse 42, Jamaraj says further that idam saridam purushasya mohajam jatha pruthak bhautikam iyate griham jathudakei parthivai tejasai janah karena jato vikruto vinashyati. This is Sankhya Yoga. Just as a householder, although different from the identity of his house, thinks his house to be identical with him, so the conditioned soul, due to ignorance, accepts the body to be himself, although the body is actually different from the soul. This body is obtained through a combination of portions of earth, water, and fire. And when the earth, water, and fire are transformed in the course of time, the body is vanquished. The soul has nothing to do with this creation and dissolution of the body. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada Maharaj says, we transmigrate from one body to another in bodies that are products of our illusion, but as spirit soul, we are always exist separately from material conditioned life. Hiranyakashipu related an account of a Kulinga bird pierced by the arrow of a hunter while lamenting for his wife, who had also been shot by the same hunter. By narrating these stories, Hiranyakashipu pacified his nephews and other relatives and relieved them of lamentation. Thus, having been pacified, Diti and Rushabhanu, Hiranyakashipu's mother and sister-in-law respectively, engaged their minds in spiritual understanding. And what the speaker did, he did in material understanding. He has so much knowledge in spirit, but he wanted to kill the Lord. We'll describe in the next chapters. So thank you very much for listening to this lecture, and please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like our channel and get the blessings of the Lord. Hare Krishna.